episode 1 of React tutorial. React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. React is used to build single-page applications, and React allows you to create reusable UI, user interface components. So let's start learning React now. React introduction. What is React? React, sometimes referred to as a front-end JavaScript framework, is a JavaScript library created by Facebook. React is a tool for building UI components. How does React work? React creates a virtual DOM in memory. Instead of manipulating the browser's DOM directly, React creates a virtual DOM in memory where it does all the necessary manipulating before making the changes in the browser DOM. Okay, React only changes what needs to be changed. React finds out what changes have been made and changes only what needs to be changed. You will learn the various aspects of how React does this in the rest of this tutorial. React.js history. Current version of React.js is v18.0.0 April 2020. Initial release to the public version v0.3.0 was in July 2013. React.js was first used in 2011 for Facebook's newsfeed feature. Facebook software engineer Jordan Wake created it. Current version of Create React tab is 5.0.1 April 2022. Create React tab includes built tools such as Webpack, Babel, and ESL int. React getting started. To use React in production, you need npm, which is included with node.js. To get an overview of what React is, you can write React code directly in HTML. But in order to use React in production, you need npm and node.js installed. React directly in HTML. The quickest way to start learning React is to write React directly in your HTML files. W3 equals spaces. The easiest way to get started with creating HTML files is W3 equals spaces. It is the perfect place to create, edit, and share your work with others. Start by including 3 scripts. The first two let us write React code in our JavaScripts, and the third, Babel, allows us to write JSX syntax and ES6 in older browsers. You will learn more about JSX in the React JSX chapter. Example: include 3 CDNs in your HTML file. আচ্ছা, এটা হচ্ছে হেডের মধ্যে স্ক্রিপ্ট নামে 3টা ট্যাগ আছে। 3টা ট্যাগের মধ্যে সোর্স থাকবে এই 3টা জিনিস, তাইলেই হবে, তাইলে আপাতত চলবে আর কি। আর বলতেছে যে ক্রস রিজিন এই কথাটা আছে এবং তার আগে আছে স্পেস। ক্রস রিজিন কথাটা আবার নিচেরটাতে নাই। আচ্ছা, div id equals to my div script type text slash babel function hello return h1 hello world h1 react dom dot render hello document dot get element by id my div script body html. Fine. This way of using React can be okay for testing purposes, but for production you will need to set up a React environment. Okay. Setting up a React environment. If you have npx and node.js installed, you can create a React application by using create React app. If you have previously installed create React app globally, it is recommended that you uninstall the package to ensure npx always uses the latest version of create React app. To uninstall, run this command npm m uninstall -g space create React app. Run this command to create a React application named my React app. npx create React app space my React app. The create React app will set up everything you need to run a React application. Run the React application. Now you are ready to run your first real React application. Run this command to move to the my React app directory. cd space my React app. Run this command to run the React application my React app. npm start. A new browser window will pop up with your newly created React app. If not, open your browser and type localhost colon 3000 in the address bar. The result is this. Edit src slash app.js and save to reload learn React. Okay. Modify the React application. So far so good, but how do I change the content? Look in the my React app directory and you will find a source folder, src folder. Inside the src folder there is a file called app.js. Open it and it will look like this. My React app slash src slash app.js. Import logo from logo svg, import app.css function app, return div class name app, header class name app header, image source logo class name app logo, alternate logo, প্যারাগ্রাফের মধ্যে আছে edit code src.js code and save to reload. A class name equals to app link, href equals to http://react.js.org, target blank, rel, no opener, no referrer, learn React. এটা ছিল এ মানে লিঙ্ক, তারপর আছে হেডার ডিভ, তারপর এই তো এক্সপোর্ট ডিফল্ট অ্যাপ. Try changing the HTML content and save the file. Notice that the changes are visible immediately after you save the file. You do not have to reload the browser. Example: replace all the content inside the div class name app with a h1 element. See the changes in the browser when you click save. Function app return div class name app h1 hello world h1 div export default app. Notice that we have removed the imports we do not need, logo.svj and app.css. The result is this. Okay, the result is hello world. Fine. What's next? Now you have a React environment on your computer and you are ready to learn more about React. In the rest of this tutorial, we will use our Show React tool to explain the various aspects of React and how they are displayed in the browser. If you want to follow the same steps on your computer, start by stripping down the src folder to only contain the file index.js. You should also remove any unnecessary lines of code inside the index.js file to make them look like the example in the Show React tool below. Example, click the Run Example button to see the result index.js. Import React from React. Import React DOM from React DOM / client. Const my first element equals to h1 hello React h1. Const root equals to React DOM dot create root of document dot get element by id root dot render my first element. Test yourself with exercise. Enter the correct React DOM method to render the React element to the DOM. আচ্ছা হইছে এখন নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টারে যাই। React ES6. What is ES6? ES6 stands for ECMA Script 6. ECMA Script was created to standardize JavaScript, and ES6 is the sixth version of ECMA Script. It was published in 2015 and it is also known as ECMA Script 2015. Why should I learn ES6? React uses ES6 and you should be familiar with some of the new features like classes, arrow functions, variables, let constant var, array methods like .map, destructing, modules, ternary operator, spread operator, etc. So next, React E6 classes. ES6 introduced classes. A class is a type of function, but instead of using the keyword function to initiate it, we use the keyword class and the properties are assigned inside a constructor. Okay, constructor method. Example, a simple class constructor. Class car curly bracket opening, constructor name curly bracket opening, this dot brand equals to name semicolon curly bracket closing curly bracket closing. Okay, notice the case of the class name. We have begun the name car with an uppercase character. This is a standard naming convention for classes. Now you can create objects using the car class. Example, create an object called myCar based on the car class. Class car constructor name this dot brand equals to name const myCar equals to new car of Ford. Note, the constructor function is called automatically when the object is initialized. Method in classes. You can add your own methods in a class. Create a method named present. So class car constructor name this dot brand name present method return I have a plus this dot brand. Const my car equals to new car Ford myCard.present method. As you can see in the example above, you can call the method by referring to the object's method name followed by parenthesis. Parameters would go inside the parenthesis. Class inheritance. To create a class inheritance, use the extends keyword. A class created with a class inheritance inherits all the methods from another class. Example: create a class named model which will inherit the methods from the car class. Class car constructor name this.brand equals to name present method return I have a plus this.brand. Class model extends car curly bracket constructor name comma mod. Super of name this.model equals to mod. Show method return this dot present method plus it is a plus this dot model. Okay, fine. Const mycar equals to new model Ford Mustang. mycar dot show method সেক্ষেত্রে হবে return plus this present হবে this present এর মাধ্যমে নেম যেহেতু সেট হয়ে রয়েছে ফোর্ড নামে আগে দিস প্রেজেন্ট মেথডটা কল করবে আই হ্যাভ এ দিস ডট ব্র্যান্ড মানে ব্র্যান্ড তো এখানে নেই তবে আই হ্যাভ এ তাহলে এখানে হবে ফোর্ড কমা দিয়া তারপরে হবে ইট ইজ এ দিস ডট মডেল ইট ইজ এ মাস্ট্যাং ওকে দ্য সুপার মেথড রেফার্স টু দ্য প্যারেন্ট ক্লাস by calling the super method in the constructor method we call the parents constructor method and gets access to the parents properties and methods. To learn more about classes, check out our JavaScript classes section. React.js 6 arrow functions. Arrow functions allow us to write shorter function syntax. Hello equals to function parenthesis curly bracket return hello world curly bracket close. With arrow function it will be simply array equals to function কথাটা লেখার দরকার নাই প্যারেন্থেসিস এবং কার্লি ব্র্যাকেটের মাঝখানে দিতে হবে একটা ইকুয়াল চিহ্ন এবং একটা গ্রেটার দেন চিহ্ন মানে অ্যারো বোঝাবে আর কি তারপরে লিখতে হবে বাকি কোডটা আর কি আচ্ছা it gets shorter if the function has only one statement and the statement returns a value you can remove the brackets and the return keyword সেক্ষেত্রে ব্র্যাকেট আর রিটার্ন কিওয়ার্ড কোনোটাই দরকার নাই ওকে arrow functions return value by default so by default arrow functions গুলো কোনো না কোনো value return করে hello equals to parenthesis equals greater than sign which is the arrow hello world okay note this works only if the function has only one statement if you have parameters you pass them inside the parenthesis okay কোন parenthesis এই parenthesis arrow আগে যেটা hello equals to পরে arrow function with parameters hello equals to val arrow hello plus val in fact if you have only one parameter you can skip the parenthesis as well parenthesis বাদ দিয়ে তখন আপনি এইভাবে লিখতে পারেন hello equals to val arrow hello plus val What about this? The handling of this is also different in arrow functions compared to regular functions. In short, with arrow functions there is no binding of this. In regular functions, this keyword represented the object that called the function, which could be the window, the document, a button, or whatever. With arrow functions, this keyword always represents the object that defined the arrow function. Okay, let us take a look at two examples to understand the difference. Both examples call a method twice. First, when the page loads, and once again when the user clicks a button. The first example uses a regular function and the second example uses an arrow function. The result shows that the first example returns two different objects, window and button, and the second example returns the header object twice. With a regular function, this represents the object that called the function. Class header constructor method this dot color equals to red. Okay. Regular function change color equals to function. Curly bracketed document dot get element by id demo dot inner html plus equals to this. Const my header equals to new header. Fine. The window object calls the function window dot add event listener load my header dot change color. A button object calls the function document dot get element by id btn dot add event listener. Click my header dot change color. Okay, sounds pretty easy. With an arrow function, this represents the header object no matter who called the function. Class header constructor method this dot color equals to red arrow function change color to square bracket parenthesis arrow document dot get element by id demo inner html plus equals to this const header equals to new header. The window object calls the function window dot add event listener. Load my header change color. A button object calls the function document dot get element by id button add event listener. Click my header dot change color. My header dot change color দিয়া এই মেথডটাকে কল করবে আর কি. Remember these differences when you are working with functions. Sometimes the behavior of regular functions is what you want. If not, use arrow functions. Okay. Exercise. Complete the arrow function. Hello equals to কি বলবো আসলে একবার ব্র্যাকেট দিলেই তো হয় তাই না দেখি আমি একটু দেখি আর কি আপনি একটু ওয়েট করেন চলুন আমরা নেক্সট চ্যাপ্টারে আর যাওয়ার দরকার নেই বিকজ 24 মিনিট হয়ে গেছে সো এটা ছিল এপিসোড 1 ওয়েলকাম অ্যান্ড আই ইনভাইট ইউ টু ওয়াচ দ্য এপিসোড 2 অফ রিয়াক্ট টিউটোরিয়াল সিরিজ ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ